We are Steve and Jill. Together, we've been buying and reselling land since the 90s.
Our data-centric approach leaves our buyers asking, how can you sell it so cheap?
Here on the Land Academy Show,
We answer that and more. Jack and Jill here.
hello.
Welcome to the Land Academy Show, entertaining land investment talk. I'm Steve and Jack Butella.
And I'm Jill DeWitt, broadcasting from the Valley of the Sun.
Today, Jill and I talk about how title and escrow companies actually want your business again.
I think they've always wanted our business, but it sure felt like they didn't for a while when they were like overwhelmed and, maybe not as responsive as they could be, or certainly not as fast as they could be. So things are changing, and I'm going to share a lot about that today.
Before we get into the topic, let's take a question posted by one of our members on the landinvestors.com online community. It's free.
By the way, did you know we have a lot of people needing help getting their blind offer campaigns into the mail. Some, it's just a simple mail merge. Some, it's downloading, scrubbing, and pulling comps to accurately price those offers and get them in the mail. So we created a company. I didn't realize this was in here, so I'm just kind of ad-libbing it myself. We created our own company, and it's Concierge Data. You want to talk a little bit more about that?
Concierge Data serves as your outsource to getting offer campaigns in the mail.
Right.
Whether you've done hundreds and hundreds of mailers and you're just tired of it and need to outsource it, or you're brand new, it's the same exact people. And it's our people that have been doing our mailers, Jill and I, for years. We're just making them available to you.
Exactly.
It's an extension of Offers to Owners. So check it out. Support at offers2owners.com.
Eric wrote, my first mailer finally hit today. Woohoo! 4 responses. Okay, 3 were very angry curse outs from property owners who felt like I personally tried to offend them, demanded to be taken off my list while refusing to give me any more details about their name or addresses, removing them really from my list kind of difficult, LOL. I get that. And in a direct contrast, one very nice older gentleman who bought his property in 1979 and has done nothing with it since, happy to sell it to me at the price I offered. What a wild day.
This is exactly what happens in real life.
Yeah.
Exactly. So if this is something that appeals to you, then Land Academy is for you. 4 people respond. 3 people are livid. 1 person wants to sell. Now I'm making $30,000, $40,000, and the person that I'm actually buying the property from is happy.
Yeah.
You're solving a problem, and you're happy, and the person that you sell it to is happy.
Yeah.
There are a shocking number of people that aren't prepared for this. Mm-hmm. And that for some reason don't understand that. And I don't, honestly, how many phone calls have we received? Millions of letters sent out. It's still shocking to me, and a lot of people probably, I don't know, maybe you too, how mad people get about and really upset about sending offers to, I'd like to buy your property, and this is what I think it's worth.
Right. It is kind of comical. I wonder if they do this with everything else, because think about the real estate agents that are troll for listings, and they put things even on your door. Do they chase them to the curb? Like, you think I'm kidding?
I mean, I appreciate this direct approach. I'd like to buy your property, and I'd like to pay you $32,000 for it.
Yeah. Remember that?
My response would be no thanks.
Remember pre-COVID?
But I wish you the best.
Pre-COVID, driving for dollars for a lot of people meant knocking on doors. I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
So I'm actually curious, and I always thought, what a waste of time. What I could do, you spend 8 hours knocking on doors. If you're lucky, you have one conversation with somebody, and they probably don't want to sell, or at least if they want to sell, it's their make me move number kind of thing. I'm like, what I could do at 8 hours is different. So I'm actually curious. I'm gonna have to do some recon on this. Did driving for dollars come back post-COVID? Has everyone figured out that wasn't the most efficient? Or are they back driving around knocking on doors?
Oh, I think it's gone forever.
You think?
Yeah,
oh, okay.
I really do.
Right.
And COVID was a part of, not totally responsible for that, but in part. Right. It's just so inefficient.
Right.
All it takes is a couple of people like us to talk about how inefficient it is. It's not, anything that doesn't have to do with computers these days it's going to be pretty inefficient.
Right.
Today's topic, title and escrow companies actually want your business again. This is the meat of the show.
So here's the scoop here. remember 6 months, if you've been in the business like we have for a bit now, let's just say.
It's a nice way to say it.
Yes. Or even if you haven't, you probably heard what was going on, in the last 6, 12 months, 18 months. COVID hit, everybody's panicking, and the next thing you know, home prices are up, everybody's moving, everybody's buying. Oh my gosh, there's all this stuff, and look at the prices going up in this area and that area. So much happening. So what was going on with that, right? So now all these title companies were bogged down. It was really hard to, even not even just a title company, say you wanted to refinance, there was a lot of stuff going on there too. People were having a hard time getting questions answered or getting deals done, kind of thing. So it was just, and for us in the investment world, some of our transactions that were taking 3 weeks were taking 3 months to get done because you couldn't get the title work done. And just these agents, were really overwhelmed with the number of transactions. So now, as we're watching, we all know that interest rates are up, right? And we are seeing, too, days on market go up a little bit. We're really seeing inventory go down. There's not as much out there. So the big picture is there aren't as many deals happening at this point. So is that good? Is that bad? Well, here's what's going on with us in our world. It's good for us as far as these escrow companies are not have as many transactions. I bet they hired as fast as they could. I bet they really beefed up their teams. They had to, to keep up. So now what we're experiencing is escrow and title companies are calling us, flat out calling my team saying, hey, do you guys have some deals you need to get done? I'm here. I'm ready. I can handle it, So this is such a good thing for us because a couple things are coming out of it. Number one, now is a great time to let's negotiate some good rates. We can say, yeah, hey, you know what? Here's a deal. I got 10 I need to get done right now. So what kind of deal can you cut me on these investor rates? Like, okay. And they're willing to do this, A. And B, how fast can you get these done for me? They're like, oh, yep. And I can do that too. So we're back. We've always pushed for, especially on the buy side, because these guys are so happy to get cashed out, like the caller in the question. I can really get things done and close with title in 5 and 7 days. So it's great. Talk about how great is that for you and for your seller. The other thing is, some of these escrow companies are offering like, hey, do you want us to go and get the title commitment, get that stuff rolling and maybe in your hands right now before you open escrow? Imagine you have all the title work done and you can look at it and see what it is you would be buying, have that Schedule B and know all the exceptions, know about access, know about the, basically have all the title work done. So that too tells you A, what you're buying, and B, how fast you can close. Because then when you open escrow, it's just a matter of let's just get the deed done and when can everybody sign kind of thing. It is that fast. So that's my second point, which is wonderful. And then my third point today is think about what we talked about earlier this week about, maybe you're going to hire somebody. I think that was on Monday. I think that was the first one that we recorded, and hiring an employee. Some of the best people you could have on your team as an investor is someone that understands escrow, understands how to work through title problems, and maybe you hire a former escrow agent. So I think that there's going to be people out there looking for work, and that would be phenomenal.
The more we get into this downturn real estate environment, the more you're in the driver's seat as an investor. You can control acquisition prices way more than you could in the past. You can control your vendors. You can pick and choose which title company is going to be the cheapest and the fastest, and how they handle you on their phone, and you can also pick the best real estate agent because they don't have a lot of work falling into their laps, if any. Especially in contractors too, if you're into that, like people that go take pictures or drone shots or clear land if you're into that kind of thing. So you have a lot of control. The potential downside is that there's not a lot of demand on the sell side. So when you go sell the property, you probably won't have people clamoring to buy it the way that you should. But that's very solvable, in my opinion.
Make it count.
By finding the people, which is not hard to do in any real market, finding the people that are going to have a hardcore, serious interest in the land that you own. And here's a hint. It's not a hint. Here's the answer. They already live there. They already own real estate in that local little area. It just has to be priced right.
Maybe. I still think there's movement. I still think there's people moving around. I just think it has to be priced well.
Yeah, it has to be priced right.
That's the bottom line. It doesn't matter, whether they're a mile away or 100 miles away. You know what? You just buy great land and price it great. That's going to sell it.
And never goes out of style.
It does. And then having a good agent that can get the word out. And that's another show. Happy you could join us today. 5 days a week. You can find us here on the Land Academy Show.
Tomorrow's Jack Thursday, and I'm going to talk about trial running your taxes before December. You are not alone in your real estate ambition. That
comes up a lot. How do I plan?
You should see it in Discord.
I bet.
We have an accounting section in Discord now, and it's packed full of my accountant doesn't understand me.
Oh.
I'll talk about that tomorrow.
Okay. Thank you for tuning in. By the way, we would love to connect with you on Clubhouse. Join Jack and I every first and third Thursday at 12 o'clock Pacific time in the Land Investing Club. We have a lot of fun there. We are Jack and Jill.
Information
and inspiration
to buy undervalued property.
We hope you found our content valuable and we appreciate your support. If you have not already, please check out our channel and hit the subscribe button.
And your comments and suggestions help us to create the content you're here for. Hitting the like button helps to support our channel's algorithm and gauge your interest for future shows.